In the heart of the city, there's a lady so divine, with a gift so rare she can read between the lines, unlocking mysteries. She's the one we all admire. With a touch of magic, she sets our souls on fire. From psychic readings to rosemary oil so pure, her spirit shines bright. Of that I am sure. On TV she graces the screen with grace. Her presence is a blessing in every time and place. Pop culture psychic, in tune with the stars. She sees beyond the veil, even beyond Mars. And when the night falls, Tracy after dark, her wisdom illuminates like a powerful spark. So if you seek guidance, look no further than her door. Tracy Brown live where wisdom does soar. Through the realms of the unseen, she'll light your way. With every word she speaks, darkness turns to day. Tracy Brown live the beacon of light, guiding us through the shadows of night. Her voice like a melody, so pure and strong. In her presence, we know we belong. From psychic readings to rosemary oil so pure, her spirit shines bright. Of that I am sure. On TV, she graces the screen with grace. Her presence is a blessing in every time and place. Pop culture psychic, in tune with the stars. She sees beyond the veil, even beyond Mars. And when the night falls, Tracy after dark, her wisdom illuminates like a powerful spark. So if you seek guidance, look no further than her door. Tracy Brown live where wisdom does soar. Through the realms of the unseen, she'll light your way. With every word she speaks, darkness turns to day. Tracy Brown live the beacon of light, guiding us through the shadows of night. Her voice like a melody, so pure and strong. In her presence, we know we belong. Tracy Brown live the beacon of light, guiding us through the shadows of night. Her voice like a melody, so pure and strong. In her presence, we know we belong.
Let me remove this. Hi, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Tracy on Strand, where I'm going to be telling you stories about what has gone on Strand Street, or what has come out of Strand Street. Where I work is an amazing block. It's so beautiful. In fact, this picture right here, this is the picture of Strand. It is so beautiful. In fact, anybody that comes there, I always say to them, take a picture from this angle. Trust me. And then they do, and they're so grateful. They're like, oh my God, such a great picture, yada, yada. And I was like, yeah, I know. It is absolutely a stunning picture. So I'm continuing my series, Tracy on Strand. And for right now, I believe that I dated someone with a personality that was way too aggressive for me. I mean, I'm not diagnosing anybody, but it definitely felt like it was somewhat narcissistic, maybe more narcissistic traits than actually being a narcissist. I don't know. I can't tell the difference, to be honest with you. Definitely some mental depreciations that has compromised the ability for us to be in a healthy relationship. That much I can tell you. So I wanted to continue with 100 days of what I would consider hell. And I didn't measure it until I was completely like out of it. It began in March, and this person kept coming over to my house. We're now neighbors. And he would come over and presumably start out nice and then would end up being on top of me. And I would say to the person, like, slow it down. But I didn't want to tell the person to slow it down because we were in Mercury retrograde, because I know a lot of people actually don't believe in that kind of stuff. And so I didn't want to be like weird in that way, right? And you know how weird it sounds for most people. Like, what's your sign? And you're like, I don't believe in that. It's like, okay, I get that you don't believe in it, but tell me your sign anyway, right? And so I didn't want to appear weird in that way. I just wanted basically to slow it down so that I could think, I could breathe, I could figure out whether or not I even like you, whether or not I wanted to entertain the personality at all, right? Isn't that what dating is about? Like getting to know someone. It's not sleeping with someone right away, but maybe with this era, it's a whole different era. And I kind of understand that people jump into bed right away. I've never been that person. And so I just really wanted to make sure that I was sticking to my morals, not to anyone's ideology of what a relationship looks like. So I was very clear in my intentions. Um, but this went on every day, right? And during the day, I would get this nice person. And then at night, I would supposedly get a nice person, but I would get this aggressive demeanor. And every night I was like, get out. Like, you can't stay. Get out. Like, you're not listening. And then he would do other weird things like, well, other women want to sleep with me. And it's like, oh, well, then go sleep with other women. And these are personality traits that come out of a narcissist. I can't say that he was truly a narcissist. I can say that the traits were uncomfortable. So it felt like narcissistic. I cannot diagnose anyone. I would never do that. But I can tell you it got like uncomfortable. Every night this happened. And please don't ask me why I would stop this, why I wouldn't stop this. I don't know. I think what happens is that this type of personality becomes intoxicating. I think what happened is that it got mixed up with loneliness. I think what happened is that it got infused with excitement. So at some point, I was anticipating the knock on the door. But boundaries kept getting like stretched and stretched and stretched. For instance, it used to be 7 o'clock knock on the door, and it got to 10 o'clock knock on the door. And that doesn't make sense to me. So there were times when I would go to the door and I'd be like, it's so late. Like I can't do this. And then the anger would come. And it would be like, yeah, you can't do this because you don't want to have sex with me. And I'd be like, no, that's not the reason. It's not that. Oh, no, it wasn't even sex. It was like, you don't want to kiss me. And I was like, yeah, that's not the reason. Because you're right. I didn't want to kiss you. Right. In my mind, I'm trying to take it somewhat slow. I wasn't trying to make you mine, make you mine. Like, I just, I don't know. I want to say I come from a different era, but I do know women in my age bracket that move just as fast as any young kid. I didn't, though. And I don't know what that is about me, like not moving fast, not wanting to have like sex so quickly. I don't know. Maybe that's a me problem, but I'll own it. I'll own the problem is me. And I just need you to respect that that I can't do it your way. And I really couldn't get him to understand that. So every night he would leave and he would be like, "You're so spoiled." It felt spoiled, but he's not a spoiled person. So I just really couldn't figure out what the problem was always. And so he'd be like, "Oh, you don't want to kiss me? You don't want to kiss me?" And I was like, "Oh my God, like this guy has no idea. I really do want to kiss you." But I wouldn't. And then finally I said to him, "I'm just waiting for Mercury retrograde to end. That's all. Like, I do want to begin this. I don't want to begin this under Mercury retrograde, which was back in March." And that just created a whole nother, like, not argument, because I never argued back. It was always like heated discussion from him. I never heated discussions back. And he would say, "I'm Mercury retrograde. I'm Mercury. Da, 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 da." And I was like, "I don't get what you're trying to tell me, but yeah, it's still not happening unless you respect, I guess, respect my boundaries." And I didn't even understand that that's what I was trying to say to him. I felt like I was shutting down. I didn't know I was creating boundaries. I was like, no means no. Not happening means not happening. I didn't understand that these were part of a bigger picture, which is your boundaries. Well, cut to ultimately, I did kiss him. And I feel like when I kissed him, I think he got more crazy. He would say, "No one's ever kissed me like that before." And I'm like, "Okay, what's up?" I don't. Um, okay. All right. Sorry, guys. I had to close my windows and feel safe in my own house because it turns out he became my neighbor. And if I would have known that he liked me, I would have never let him be my neighbor. But he seriously tricked me. And that was him just now asking me if I have a minute. No. What part of broken up are you keep forgetting? No. Oh my God. He also keeps coming by my job and says nothing. And I don't want him to say anything. But I also think he doesn't need to keep coming by my job. Anywho, all right. So I kiss him, and then he's like, "Where'd you learn to kiss like that before? It must be your age that makes you kiss like that." And I was like, "What? What are you talking about? I've never had anybody kiss me like that before." And he would say it in such a playful way that I didn't get that there was something else going on. So I was just like, I don't know. I mean, I've never called out anybody for being a great kisser. No one's ever said that to me before. So, okay, I'm a great kisser. And then, so it went from coming over every night, again, full transparency, coming over every night and kissing, which was fine. Like, okay, I tried to hold out for Mercury retrograde, but that shit wasn't happening. And so now he's coming over every night and we're kissing passionately. And he too is a great kisser, which is, I think, how this continued longer than it should. And then, of course, it got to the sex. And I was like, yeah, not happening. No, not happening. But everything that I'm telling you was all of March, all of April, all of May, all of June. Wait, April, March, 33, 6, 9, 12. I said 100 plus days. But every night when it was time for him to go home, he would have a full meltdown. Full meltdown. And I was like, I don't understand why you don't understand sex is not going to happen and that it's just time to go home. Has anybody been on a date where you're like passionately, blah, 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 and you're like, go home, because you know something's going to happen? So the guy just goes, oh man, I'll leave. Right? Am I the crazy one? Or I think I turned into the crazy one. That's what I think. Because I wasn't listening to the cues of every day was a full meltdown with this guy, like every single day. And then he would go home. And then he would come back and knock on the door. And then he would go home. Then he would come back. And it was just different versions of nightly routine that I could handle. At first I thought, oh, I know this personality type. Like I can handle this. And I did handle it and I was handling it. And even he came to my door one day and he says, I've never met anyone like you. And I was like, well, what does that mean? He's like, he didn't say it this way, but he was like, nothing bothers you. And he kept doing little things like teasing me. Like he would text me and he'd be like, I'm getting back with, my baby's mama. And we hadn't done anything. And I could tell that maybe he was a lot to handle. And so I just texted him back and I was like, I think I'm happy for you. Like, go for it. I'd rather see the parents of children get back together. So, okay. And he didn't mean it. I think he just wanted me to have a reaction. But I don't give myself away like that. I don't know if I really care to have a reaction. And I don't even know if it's because, I mean, let's call a spade a spade. Maybe because I'm 63. Maybe because I've been through the mill. Maybe because, yeah, you can't just do that to me. Maybe I might tell you to leave and go be with your baby mama. And I did that. I was like, oh, you can leave. You can absolutely leave. But I didn't say it that way. I was like, you know what? That would that would be nice. Like, get back with her. But he was kidding. He literally sent me a text right after that. And he was like, psych. What do you mean, psych? It doesn't make sense. Like, don't say psych. Like, stand on business. That's what I would say to someone. Stand on business. Don't psych my ass. And then there was another time where I was like, the movie Sinners had just come out. Oh, no, wait, what happened? Oh, no, this is all within the 100 days. So we go on a date early on. What I'm telling you with all the kissing that happened after the date. We go on a date and we just went to the movies. There really wasn't much to do. And I don't even remember what movie we saw. We saw something he wanted to see, but I like boring, fantasy movies. And, he's a guy and guys like, cars and all that other stuff. I don't like that stuff. But we did see, I think we saw a movie he wanted to see. I can't remember. And after we see the movies, he says, somebody reported back to my baby mama. Now, he had been with this woman for like 20 years. He said, somebody reported back to my baby mama that they saw me with an older woman. I was like, okay. And then, not in the same sentence or the same breath, but maybe that night, he was like, people always call you out to be 40-ish. And I said, yeah. I was like, people do that. Like when I tell them my age, they're like, oh my God, no, you look 40. And he goes, I don't think you look 40. And I was like, okay. He's 40 something. I was like, oh, okay. And he goes, I think you look 50. And I started laughing. I was like, dude, you took 10 years off my life. I'll take 52. Like, were you trying to hurt me? Because it didn't work. I'll take 50. Like, you're so silly. Like, nothing hurts my feelings. Like, that's why you should have taken your time and dated me, because you would have figured out nothing hurts my feelings. I find that to be a compliment. By the way, what I'm putting in my hair is fennel. You boil it. One of my peeps, beautiful baby O, told me how to tighten my lock so that it sticks. And fennel turns to gel and makes the lock stick. It feels like fennel turns to like aloe vera juice. And I used to put aloe vera in my hair, but I hate the smell of aloe vera. That's I was like, I cannot do aloe vera. I wonder if I should take this and start to separate it and twist it separate. Some parts of my hair are growing in the front, which is great, but it kind of means I can't put it with another lock. So I'm just gonna see if I can get this to grow separately now and grow down. Anywho, this guy, he says, oh, I think you look 50. And I was like, taking it, love 50. And a whole nother time he said to me, I don't think you're spiritual. And I cracked up laughing. I was like, what? I cracked up laughing so hard, I bellied over on the sofa, just cracking up. And I began to realize this is all throughout the 100 days, by the way, but every day there was a problem with him. Every single day. At one point, the movie Sinners came out, and I really wanted to go see that movie, and I really wanted to go see it with him. And I knew that something in that movie kind of reminded me of him. And I was like, hey, do you want to go see the movie Sinners? We did everything but the Christ and God to go see that movie. And so I went to go see it by myself. I wait for no one. The thing that's most important about the movies in terms of support, because I've been in the business, the first week is the most important week. So if there's a movie that you like, you go see it within the first week. That's how you show your support. Now, of course, I didn't say that to him, but he had promised to go see the movies. And then when I got home, he had a whole nother plan. And I was like, yeah, that's not happening. And then he goes, You want to have it your way. Everything's your way. And I was like, no, it's not my way. You had agreed. I was excited about going. You don't want to go, but I do. And so I'm just going, period. Now, if he'd have been honest, I would have been at the movies at 6 o'clock. I could have been home at 9 o'clock. Instead, I'm going out by myself in a beat up car to see the 9:20 movie. I don't even get home before midnight. Driving by myself in the dark in these Caribbean streets. I'm not blaming him, but I'm saying we had this conversation at noon when you walked past my job. And now I get home at 6 because I could have went straight from my job. I get home at 6 and you've got a different game plan. And I'm like, why do guys do this? Why do they say one thing and then change it? And maybe if I was in my 20s, maybe I would have sat my ass down. But I'm 63 and I don't sit my ass down. I said I was going. I'm going. This and it's not like when I got home, it's not like I could get him to change his mind, one, or this was a Friday, or to decide to see it. No, this was a Saturday, or to decide to see it on Sunday. He wasn't agreeing to anything. And I didn't want to wait until the second week. I wanted to pay during the Blockbuster event. That's my game plan. I didn't tell him that. I don't need to express that. You said you were going. Now you don't want to go. So I'm just going to go. There was a lot of little things where he would say something and not do it. There was something wrong with my car. I didn't ask him to fix it. He's like, I'm going to fix it. And I was like, okay. Never does. So I get another guy at my job to fix it. And then I don't know that he's mad for weeks, by the way, because I had somebody else fix my car. And I was like, no, I get it, but you didn't. I don't understand why I'm supposed to be waiting. If somebody also then sees that my car's a mess, I'm just going to, and they're like, Tracy, I could fix it. I'm like, okay, fix it. What am I supposed to say? Oh, the guy that's trying to date me every night but gives me a headache every single night says he's going to do it? No. No, if somebody and you get to save me money? No. One of the it's on Strand has a whole bunch of like type of men that they all can do something in terms of fix. And yet at the same time, they kind of all do nothing. It's weird. So there's so many men. It's like, oh, I could fix that. Oh, that's my specialty. Oh, this is what I could do. And I'm always like, oh, that's fascinating. That's fascinating. I don't ever need them for anything, but I needed something done with my car. I didn't ask anybody. Somebody saw it. And they were like, I can fix your car. And I was like, okay. I'm not going to say, oh, well, somebody else wants to fix it. No, okay. And so he's upset for weeks, but I don't even know it, which is part of the problem in terms of communicating. But I don't know it. So you can't communicate unless I know something's bothering you. And then he goes, well, it really upset me when you let so and so fix your car. And I was like, I don't understand if I need my car fixed. And to go to the mechanic is way too expensive. And everybody knows that. And he wanted to fix my car. There's no crime in that. Trust, there's no crime in that. Guys, I'm just trying to process everything that I've been through, and it's been hell. It's been hell. And it's still kind of hell because the nigga lives next door to me, and we pretty much work in the same vicinity. Lucky me. I don't know. By the way, he broke up with me. I just said, okay. I had 100 days of hell, and I just figured, he's like, I'm breaking up with you. And I was like, okay, I'm going to let you break up with me. And that was it. Like, there's no question as to like going back. Again, maybe that's my age bracket. Talking about my age bracket throughout these last few weeks, he started saying, maybe it's you. Maybe you're too old. And I was like, yeah, but I told you my age. He goes, I know, but I think you're too old. I think at some point it went from not wanting to kissing him and then not wanting to have sex until I was ready. And he was like, I think you're too old. I think you don't want to have sex because you're too old. I was like, no, that's not it. That's not it at all. I just don't want to rush. But I swear to God, even in text messages, he would say the most horrible things. And I would be like, you're right. I'm too old. And that is something I said to you. I told you I was older than you. I never lied to you. And it does mean that I operate differently. It just does, guys. Has anybody ever dated somebody younger? 20 years is a big fucking deal. And even as of Saturday, there's just so many guys down on Strand Street. And even as of Saturday, this young person, he wasn't asking me to be with him, but I said to him, I'm not investing in anyone younger anymore. I did it. I did that. It didn't work out for me. I just realized there's a different mental game going on. And I just want somebody that is in my age bracket, in my age era, and there's nothing wrong with that. And of course, I get the whole spiel about age and da 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 da. And I wasn't sure if he, because they all know the one that was coming after me. And I wasn't sure if he was asking to see if we were still together because before he used to come around the store and hug all over me. And he's been coming around, but not hugging all over me. So I was wondering if he was asking that because at some point he was like, I don't know. They all ask the same questions with bated breath. And he was like, well, you're a man. And I was like, nope, don't have a man. No, single. 100% single. So I'm not sure if the guy, my neighbor, was saying things. He even said to me that he told his baby mama that I'm his complex wife, like a work wife, like his complex wife, like you're doing weird things without saying something to me. He even introduced me to his daughter without my permission. Like I I wasn't sure if we were going to stay together. So I don't want to meet your family unless I know I really like you. And it's like, oh my God. Again, this is in the complex. So the daughter was visiting, young girl that doesn't need to get in the middle of all of this drama, doesn't even need to like me unless I'm going to stick around, right? And he's like, oh, I told my daughter all about you. And I was like, but we haven't made it official yet. And you know what he said to me? He goes, it's official. What's official? And he goes, the fact that you and I are dating. I said, it's not official. Wait, what? Have you been telling people that I'm official? So I think this guy was asking personally down at the store because who knows if he's still telling people that he's mine. And the other day, like when I say the other day, it could have been 2 weeks ago, I said to him, stop coming down to my block and marking your territory. I am not your territory. Stop. But it keeps coming down. So what can you do? All right, guys. There's more to this story. So much more. It's been 100 days of this. And I'm just processing what it feels like to having had, I believe this person has narcissistic traits. I don't want to diagnose him, but I think there's other things going on. It's just annoying. I'm annoyed. And I'm annoyed that he just came to my door. So annoyed. I'm so annoyed right now. So annoyed. Oh, I didn't see the comments, guys. I'm so sorry. I meant to put the comments. Oh my God. Hi, Noelle. I didn't even see you guys there. Just been inside my head. Makes sense. Oh, I didn't see you guys there. Hi, Assure TV. Hey, Tracy, I watched you on and off over the years. You still do private readings? Of course. Oh, Assure. Of course I do. This is my number. Let me get to the banners. This is my number right here. Just text this number right now. All right. I'm so sorry I wasn't looking at everything here. Hi, Colton. Hi, Noel. Oh my God. Yeah. That's such a compliment a narcissist would make. Oh, I wasn't watching. Oh, let me take this down. I wasn't watching what I was saying. Hi, Tiffany. Let me go down here. Move on for a higher love. No, I've moved on. That's the difference, Dara. I've totally moved on. I am talking this out. I'm speaking this out loud. But no, once it's done, it's done. I did not break up with him. He broke up with me. He thought it was cute to do so. And he didn't know I was the type of person that pays attention to your words. And so when he said, "That's it, we're done," I was like, okay. I was kind of relieved. I was like, okay, great. I'm so upset. Hi, Miss Diagnosis. Thank you for sharing your interesting life. You're welcome. I mean, I had more to say, but the thing about it is, I started the live before I knew he would get home. And he doesn't get home until 5:36. I started the live at 3:30. He doesn't even get off until 4:15, 4:30. What the hell are you doing home? Oh my God. It's none of my business. I don't even want to know. I'm just going to stay within my boundaries because I do have boundaries. And normally on Sundays, I garden, I'm outside, I'm in and out my house. It's such a beautiful day. I'm washing clothes, like it's so beautiful. And I have my neighbor over here, John, who sits outside. And today he gave me some mangoes that I'm going to enjoy. But I do have to go to the store because I accidentally ate my dinner for lunch because I was so busy doing readings that I forgot to eat. And then I was like, I'm starving. And so I did my last reading, and everybody was kind of late at some point because I got screwy with my time. And so I was like a half an hour late. And so by the time I finished with my last reading, I was like, okay, I'm going to eat something. And then someone called and they were like, can you do a reading? And I was like, I can, but I just need to do the live show. And I didn't tell the person, but I was trying to do the live show before he got home because I didn't want him to hear anything that I was saying. But I had my door open because he wasn't supposed to be home yet. And then here he shows up at my door, which he's not supposed to show up at my door. Like, you said we were done, stick to it. Stick to what done feels like. Oh my God. So annoyed. So annoyed right now. So annoyed. I'm just so annoyed right now. And so then I had to close up all my windows. So my beautiful Sunday is like over and done with. I had to close up all my windows to make sure he didn't hear me. Damn, so annoyed. Oh no. Hi, Jakari. Oh, when he said, what? Is that a typical type of compliment? That's such a compliment a narcissist would make? I just found out yesterday because, guys, dating's not my forte. Like, I don't do like intuitive dating. Like, I can tell if someone's not good for me. But basically, I'll date anyone. I really don't give a shit. You want to go on a date? Yes. It's not until after the date that I'm like, oh, I hate this person. I will never see this person again. And I just found out yesterday that him asking me out on Valentine's Day and then canceling is also like a narcissistic thing. What? Oh, I was so pissed when somebody told me that in the feed. No, he doesn't live with me. It turns out we started out as friends, and he had been to my house to watch movies like on HBO Max. He was trying to tell me about the Marvel series. And I was like, he was making me interested because he was making it sound so good. And I was like, I got Disney. Like, let's watch the series. And my favorite is Iron Man, but it has since advanced since the last time I seen it because I don't watch like those type of movies. But he was making it sound so good, and I was like, yeah, we should watch it from my house. I've got all of it, right? So that's how we were friends. And I dated him once and the date didn't go well, but I can maintain friendships. So I was like, oh, it'd be nice to have like a really decent male friendship. And then an apartment became available in my complex. Friend. And it wasn't until he moved in, like 4 months later, he goes, I'm interested in you. And I'm like, how? And to be honest with you, it felt very violating because I was literally walking around in my house in short shorts and looking cute because I like to look cute in my house. And he was like, but I also look cute outside of my house. Like I wear pum pum shorts outside of my house in the complex. But if I have to go to the supermarket, I put on regular clothes, right? Because I don't need any Caribbean woman like looking at me weird, which they kind of do with the tourists. So I don't want to be like I know better, right? And I'm 63 years old, so I'm not about to show my 63 ass pom poms out in the public. But in a complex, I really don't care. Like everybody can kiss my ass. Like short shorts is short shorts. And so he's been coming over my house. I seriously thought he had turned into a friend. I seriously did not think that this was something else or could have been something else. And I certainly didn't want to process it to be something else, right? I didn't see the trickery in it all. And so an apartment became available in my complex. I was like, oh, there's this apartment available. If you want it, I can get the number from my neighbor who has the same landlord as this apartment. I just know too much shit, by the way too much shit. And so I give him the number. He gets the apartment. He moves in November. I don't see him for months. I'm trying to think if I actually saw him in that time. No, no, I don't think I saw him. I know he did join. Um, Jason and I was doing a mentoring class, and he was joining that mentoring class, and that morphed into seeing him, but not visually seeing him. And then he got the apartment. Then I didn't see him at all, which was fine because we weren't doing anything. And I figured I'll see him when I see him. And I'm trying to think if he came and walked past my job, but I'm guessing that he did because he always does. No, no, I didn't see him at all because I remember saying, I wondered what happened to you. He told me he got the apartment, and then I just didn't see him. I realized he was just getting his furniture together because he was coming with no furniture. In in this town, a lot of apartments are furnished already, and he was moving in with no furniture. Excuse me. And I was like, "Oh, okay. I get it." So now he's coming over because it's normal to come over because we had started these series of watching these movies. And I was like, "Oh, don't forget to come over. We can finish up whatever movie we didn't finish." And we are watching it. And when he like, "Oh, Tracy, I like you." I'm like, "When? When did you start like how?" Like I didn't want that. I didn't want it. And you know what I found interesting? I'm going to be really honest with you guys. Although he said I was a good kisser, okay, I didn't get the warm and fuzzies with him. Like, I didn't get where I wanted to pull my panties down. Like, that never really hit me. Like, I wasn't excited about him. And I think it's more because I wasn't excited because I felt like I was being tricked. And so I couldn't get beyond that point of enjoying going out on a date and being excited about talking to someone about their past, their present, their future. Like all of that had been bypassed somehow because he became my neighbor. And so when he said he was interested in me, it was kind of a turnoff. But he never stopped the boundaries issue, right? So he kept coming over and he kept pushing himself on me and pushing himself on me. And I was like, yeah, I'm not liking this. I'm not liking your version of dating. In any case, he does not live with me. Right, Jala, canceling Valentine's Day? He said, and again, I'm just getting to know him anyway. And he said, how about if we go out for Valentine's Day? And I was like, in my mind, I was like, oh my God, I haven't been on a Valentine's Day in like 25 years. But I didn't say that to him. I was like, I would like that. And then he was like, okay, great. We're going to go out for Valentine's Day. Okay. And then he comes back to me and he's like, I have to go away. So I won't be here for Valentine's Day. And I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't really care. I was more excited about Valentine's Day, not the person on Valentine's Day. If that makes any sense. I was like, oh, I haven't been out on this date in ages. And so when he canceled, I was like, it's okay. But I found out yesterday that that's a ploy that men pull. I'm like, what? Oh, well, it is a no no. And again, there were all these little signs that I kept ignoring. And I'm wondering, did I keep ignoring it because I was more excited to say, I got a man? Has anybody been in that position where you're like, oh, I got a man, but your man is not healthy for you? Anybody? because that's what this felt like to me. Like, what did I want out of this? Like, seriously, did I want to say I had a man? And it hurts to even think that I would process my feelings that way. Did I not want to be lonely? And at some point, his personality became intoxicating, even though it seemed to be detrimental. Every single night, he created an argument. So he was enjoying my company, but what I wasn't enjoying his company. Intuitive. He was enjoying my company, but I wasn't at all enjoying his company. Yes, my intuition was telling me the whole time. And I even pulled cards on it. And every time I pulled cards on it, like 3 times, the tower showed up. I wasn't listening to me. I never not listened to me. So I'm not sure what I was doing by not listening to my intuition, not giving better follow through when the cards were trying to tell me something. Like, this is weird. It's weird for me. And I think at some point, I don't know if some of my friends noticed, but I wasn't talking to them. I wasn't letting anybody know that I was in a situation that it might have been unhealthy. I guess I didn't want them to know. I wanted to allow this to work out, even though I, I wasn't feeling him. And then at some point, I would kiss him and not feel it. At some point, he would touch all over me, and I wasn't feeling it. I got to be really honest. I was like, I remember saying, no, no, the sparks weren't flying. And then I thought, well, maybe I'm being childish. Maybe I have expectations of romance that doesn't exist. Maybe it's my Cinderella story, and I was expecting to lose a slipper on the way down and having the man find the slipper for me. I'm not sure what this was. And he kept trying to do things, and he kept saying that. He's like, Tracy, I want to do things for you. And I think in his mind that equated to love. That's a good point, intuitive. I think I was trying to change the outcome, but changing the outcome meant not identifying fully with my own feelings of, is this the guy that you really want? So at some point, I said to him, I said, you're not safe for me. I said, that's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid that you're not safe for me. And he wouldn't answer that. He, like, when you say to someone, I would have expected, what are you talking about? You know what I got instead? I got, if anybody should bother you, Tracy, I will take them down. That's not what I said. I said, I don't think you're safe for me. Because every night of his meltdowns, and that's what they turned into. They turned into meltdowns. And at some point, just a few weeks ago, I said to him, I think you have nighttime terrors. And he didn't answer. He didn't identify. He didn't say anything, which told me he had been diagnosed with this thing that he does at night. Then at some point, he was calling me a narcissist because I didn't invest in his version of a relationship. He was like, you're a narcissist. You're a narcissist. And I was like, okay. I can't, if someone thinks you're something, you gotta let it stand. Like, it's okay. If you think I'm a narcissist, I can't defend that. Meanwhile, I'm thinking to myself, you're saying what you are, you're projecting, but I don't say that out loud because I kind of understood at some point he wouldn't understand that. I'm still not getting to the mental health part of him. I'm just processing that he doesn't know that what he's calling me out for is him. He was calling me a narcissist because I wasn't giving in to his antics. He would say something, I'd be like, it's fine. It's fine. And then get mad at me because there was no response. Zero. So annoyed. I'm annoyed right now. And one day he left my house and I said to him, I'm starting not to sleep. Like, you keep leaving my house in the dark of the night and I'm starting not to sleep. And when I said that to him, he's about to leave my house in an argument of himself. I never argue. And he goes, you're not going to sleep tonight. And I was like, this motherfucker. And I looked at him and I said, I cancel. I cancel, cancel, cancel. I'm going to sleep just fine. He was starting to fuck with my brain. And it was actually kind of working at this point because it's been I feel like I was being broken down for over 100 days, not recognizing that that was the method that was being used, that I could handle myself. But the breaking down was actually causing me not to sleep. And then it was repeat night after night until I realized maybe that was his tactics. Maybe his tactics with women is to break them down. But I don't get broken down easily, but it was starting to work. I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed right now. Like, I'm so annoyed. Oh my God, he was sucking my energy. So who's the fucking vampire? Thank you. He called you a vampire, but it sounds like he was truly the vampire, which is the thing that I said to him. I said, you know, you didn't see Sinners with me. And he had another opportunity to see Sinners, and he still fucked that shit up. We were supposed to go see Sinners. And then I was driving, and I don't drive well at night. So I kept hitting the potholes. And if you know anything about the Caribbeans, we carry a lot of potholes, right? And so I kept hitting the potholes. We pull into the movie's driveway, and I hit a pothole. And the way I see it, he pretended to be like so sick. He's like, oh, oh. Like, nigga, you live here. Like, don't do that. So I just kept ignoring him, driving. And then we pull into the movies. And as I'm pulling in, he goes, you gave me such a stomachache the way you were driving. And I knew it. I was like, oh my God, he's starting. Like, there was now a nighttime pattern that I didn't have words for. And he goes, take me home. So I'm pulling into the driveway of the parking lot, and I decided to park. And I said, what are you doing? And he goes, you never listened to me. I told you I didn't want to see Sinners, da, 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 da. And I was like, what is it? Like, I think either he already saw the movie or people told him about the movie, and Sinners was him. because there's this thing that he does, which I think is cultural. I don't know, but he won't step in my house unless he's invited, ever, right? And that's not a stateside thing, but it might be a culturally um, West Indian thing, but I don't know because I don't go into other people's houses either. Because there's a thing here where people just don't go into other people's houses unless you're family. It's different here, right? And so he comes to my house, and when I saw that in the movie, when I was watching it by myself, I said, huh. And you're right, intuitive. The first thing I thought was, I think I'm dating a vampire, which is why my energy never meshed with his. Like I wasn't sure we were at all compatible. Did I get insight or have a conversation about his past when it came to his ex? Yes, I did. And awkward at best. He accidentally confessed something to me, which in hindsight, he did a lot of that. I wasn't sure if I was his friend or someone he wanted to date because he kept confessing things over the past 3, 4 months. And he accidentally confessed something to me, and we were on top of the deck by the pool. And I was telling him a story about a man that I almost dated. He did take me home. I almost dated, but I was working as a waitress out of one of the restaurants. And this man walks in with his wife. And I was like, you son of a bitch. But I didn't do anything with him. I never even dated him. He just took me home. And I remember the guy that took me home, he was like, if we dated, you couldn't wear that outfit, whatever outfit I had on. It was real cute. That much I can tell you. And I was like, yeah, that's why we're not dating. Because I wouldn't date a man that would tell me what I could wear. In any case, he drops me off and he went to lean in for a kiss. And I was like, and I got out. Because I didn't like that statement about you can't wear. Like, it's 2025. I'm 63. I tell everybody my age. Not happening. So I tell him this story. And I think he blacks out because that's what it looked like to me. It looked like he blacked out. He's telling me the story about how he was in a restaurant with his significant other, and the waitress comes in, and he had slept with the waitress. And I'm sitting there going, you told me you never cheated. And so I was sitting there and I was like, should I tell him what he told me? He goes, yeah, I have nothing to lose. Like, we gonna clear this air. And so we're still sitting on top of the deck. I let him finish the story. And I said very calmly, you told me you never cheated. You know what his answer was to me? His answer was, if you don't have sex, you'll get prostate cancer. Let's not address the fact that you just admitted to cheating, what's happening with my screen? Oh, Mercury retrograde. No. What happened with my screen? That was weird. Let's not forget the fact that you told, because I asked, I was like, have you ever cheated? No. And so when he went to tell me the story, I was like, do you realize that you told me you never cheated? Do you realize that? And his answer was, if you don't have sex, you lose it. I was like, what? And he goes, oh, you don't know this? Let me send you an article. And I was like, no, I don't need an article. You said you never cheated. And then he starts getting like loud, but there were people up on the terrace. And he goes, Tracy, if you don't have sex, you're gonna get cancer. And I was like, that is not true. That's what you want to believe. Not true at all. Like, doesn't matter. I can't believe this man. And he would never, never come down from the fact that if he didn't have sex, he would catch cancer. So, yes, that was one of many insights about his relationship. And it got to the point where he wouldn't talk about his past. And he would say to me, don't ask me about my wife. All right, I won't. But you're not making this easy on you. Oh, Noel, there were so many things. Really? So, Intuitive says, Tracy, you can see that he's taking something out of you. Yeah. And here, even the reason why I've started this particular series is because for the first, like, we're 100% broken up, even though he can't seem to stop passing by my job. But in the toxicity, I got sad, if that makes any sense. In the toxicity, I was missing the toxicity. And that's unacceptable for anyone. And so I was sad that the very first episode, all day I was sad. And of course, I talked to God and I talked to Spirit, and they really do answer me. And what I got back was, you were becoming accustomed to the crazy, which is, this is what I got back, which was why we kept showing you the tower, so that you could remember that there was crazy coming. So bad. This has been so bad. Like, and then the text messages, the abundant text messages, just saying like the same things over and over, like calling me out my age, like constantly. Like he would say, you're old. And I'd be like, I know. And not really ever getting to me, because you can't get to me if I'm telling you I'm 62. And by the way, I'll be 63 this year. I'm telling you I'm 62. I'm telling you every day I don't think we're compatible because there's an age gap. And yet you think it's okay to call me old. And yet you want to sleep with me. And I even said to him one time, I was like, I don't know if I can sleep with you. Like, it's not exciting. No, I didn't want to. I don't know if I can't say I wanted to save him. I don't know if that was it. I think I I don't know what it was actually, Intuitive. I I I, I don't think I wanted to save him, because I know trying to save the relationship that you're in is hell. I would have saved him better if we had never dated. But in a healthy relationship, I don't want to save my man. I don't want to be your counselor. I don't want to be your therapist. Like, go get a therapist, please, but don't make me your therapist. I'm not going to make a man healthy for him to like be healthy with somebody else, because that's the shit that always happens. Not happening. I used to do things that was unacceptable for me. He would come over my house and rub all over my legs, but I wouldn't put cream on it. And I was like, I hope my body feels like rough and crackly. I used to say stupid things like that. Or he would be like, let me rub your feet. But I knew that my feet weren't at their best optimum. And I'd be like, go ahead. That's why if somebody's going to like you, they're going to like you no matter what you present to them. I'm not worried. If they're going to like you, they're just going to like you. But it was out of character for me. Like, I like to get prepped and pretty and oiled down and all that stuff, but I just wouldn't do it for him. So I don't think I was trying to save him. I think that somehow or another, in his spiral and lack of boundaries, I got caught up. That's what I think happened. Because never once did I ever say, this feels good. This is what I want. He would leave my house and I'd be like, oh my God. And then it would take me another hour to go to sleep because I had to wind down from him. But sometimes he'd leave my house till 12 o'clock. It would be 1 p.m. 1 a.m. Just a nightmare. Just a nightmare. Yeah, one way. I'm having some concerns about that too. Yeah. Yeah, very childish. Yes. Yes, it definitely feels like I invited crazy into my house. And thank God for the movie Sinners. It kind of like saved me, even though Sinners came out in March. He showed up in March, but the movie kind of saved me because then I was watching all the reviews on YouTube and dissecting all the meanings. And I realized, I don't think he knows it, but but he does have warlock energy. And I realize that there's a lot more going on that can't be salvaged. Like, I can't save this. So I have to jump ship. Seashells, hi. Yes, the lesson for this is radical self-trust and energetic sovereignty. I totally agree. His energy did not match. Like, he would do things like, there was something that my ex-husband did that I fucking hated. Like, I hate anybody rubbing my nipples. I don't get it. I don't get you men that didn't get enough breast milk. I don't like it. Like, they're not meant for you to, it's irritating. Does anybody feel that way? Let me know if you like that. And it's okay if you do. Be like, oh, Tracy, I love when a man rubs my nipples. I don't like that. I don't like sitting on a sofa watching a movie and all I'm getting is my nipples, like, massaged. Am I the crazy one? And yet I didn't tell him to stop. I didn't know how to tell him to stop. I was like, but I didn't like it. I didn't like it when my ex-husband did it. Anybody in between didn't do that. And then one day I said to him, I'm going to have to go in a few minutes. I get a reading at 5 and another one at 6. So let me read. So let me just tell you this last part. So one day I said to him recently, it was after the breakup? After he broke up with me, I said to him, you remind me of my ex-husband. And he goes, whenever you bring up your ex-husband, you realize I don't get mad. I was like, yeah, I know. You don't get mad. I don't give you a reason to get mad, but okay. And he goes, the good parts, right? And I didn't want to say yay or nay. And so, again, not following through with true honesty, or what did you call it? Radical, what was it? Radical something, radical self-trust. I was just, he's like, the good parts, right? And I was like, yeah. And I just kept walking and changing the subject. Let me see what you guys have to say. Hi, Cherie Love. You have to learn that love does not ask you to abandon yourself. Thank you. That presence is not proven in waiting. And that discernment is not cruelty, it's protection. Thank you, seashells. Oh, I love you. Seashells. Intuitive says, very well put. Noelle, why are you crying? Or are you laughing? I don't understand the difference, ma'am. No, I'm not talking in the middle of an amorous lovemaking. I'm talking watching a fucking movie, and all I'm getting is this constant. Just, it's irritating. I don't like, I think I got issues. Intuitive goes, I love it. Thank you, July. Now go watching a movie. Sissy goes, I love nipple. Me, it's me. No, of course. I recently liked nipple play, but used to hate it. Maybe with the right energetic person, maybe I would love it. But it reminded me of my ex-husband, who I met when I was 16. I married at 21, who I believe is a narcissist. We didn't have words back then, but he kind of reminded me of that same energy, and the rubbing of the nipples, turn off for me. And it could be that I equated it to my ex. Hi, Quinny. It's preference. Some men are too much, meaning doesn't match your level of normal. Yeah, he was definitely too much. Laugh out loud. This is hilarious. Tracy is funny, even in the midst of a serious conversation. No, I want this to be viewed as humorous, yet serious, yet if it comes out comedic, I'll take that too. I'm just trying to get my word out. I'm just trying to figure out how I got here. I'm just trying to say I almost missed the mark. And I'm just trying to say that what's wow, that guy sounded like a control freak who didn't want you to see he was doing something wrong to you, not with you. Out of curiosity, and it probably doesn't matter, but is he a Caribbean man? Banya, born and raised. All about the mind games. Yes, discernment is not cruelty. A word. Oh my God, they love you, seashells. Yeah, that's weird. Like, damn, watch the movie. Watch the goddamn movie, and you would see yourself in it. Spirit doesn't bring the blessings until the wound is closed. And Tracy, you finally seal the wound. Well, it's interesting that you should say that, because this will be for another episode. But I think I discovered why he came into my life. There was something incomplete with my ex-husband. I don't challenge energy. I move on. And I definitely just moved on with my ex-husband. And there were things that he's doing right now that reminded me of my ex-husband. And it's kind of like a full circle event. And I'm forced to deal with it. I'm forced to energetically deal with the bullshit, even though it's like 40 years apart. How weird is that? To be continued. I got a reading to do. I'm already 2 minutes late. I love you guys. Thank you for trusting me, and thank you for letting me do this episode my way, even if it's like boring. Like ultimately, I love the fact that you guys are chiming in, supporting anything that I have to say, even though you're right. I should have known better. You're right, seashells. Radical self acceptance and follow your intuition. Like, you're right. And yet, I'm here, but I'm out of it quick enough. Remember, it's only been since March, and I don't stay anywhere where the feeling doesn't resonate. And that's what kept happening. The feeling was not resonating. Seashells is so sweet. Seashell goes, it was spirit turning you into the version of yourself who will never be deceived again. Seashells, it sounds to me like you need to give a class because you are amazing. Thank you for such kind words. All right, guys, I got a reading to do. I love you dearly. Tracy on Strand, come follow me, guys. And give me your opinion about anything you heard today. And thank you for everyone who chimed in. We love you, Tracy. Thank you, Intuitive. Bye, One Ways. Intuitive goes, Seashells is preaching. She's very good. Bye, guys.
In the heart of the city, there's a lady so divine, with a gift so rare she can read between the lines, unlocking mysteries. She's the one we all admire. With a touch of magic, she sets our souls on fire. From psychic readings to rosemary oil so pure, her spirit shines bright. Of that I am sure. On TV she graces the screen with grace. Her presence is a blessing in every time and place. Pop culture psychic, in tune with the stars. She sees beyond the veil, even beyond Mars. And when the night falls, Tracy after dark, her wisdom illuminates like a powerful spark. So if you seek guidance, look no further than her door. Tracy Brown, live where wisdom does soar. Of the unseen, she'll light your way. With every word she speaks, darkness turns to day. Tracy Brown, live the beacon of light, guiding us through the shadows of night. Her voice like a melody, so pure and strong. In her presence, we know we belong. From psychic readings to rosemary oil so pure, her spirit shines bright. Of that I am sure. On TV, she graces the screen with grace. Her presence is a blessing in every time and place. Pop culture psychic, in tune with the stars. She sees beyond the veil, even beyond Mars. And when the night falls, Tracy after dark, her wisdom illuminates like a powerful spark. So if you seek guidance, look no further than her door. Tracy Brown, live where wisdom does soar. Through the realms of the unseen, she'll light your way. With every word she speaks, darkness turns to day. Tracy Brown, live the beacon of light, guiding us through the shadows of night. Her voice like a melody, so pure and strong. In her presence, we know we belong. Tracy Brown, live the beacon of light, guiding us through the shadows of night. Her voice like a melody, so pure and strong. In her presence,